The worst advice you can give an overthinker is to tell them they think too much. If you truly believe that, then you'd know they've already thought about this thousands of times in every possible way. Every angle, every scenario, every version of every conversation they've ever had. The good, the bad, the hypothetical. You're not offering a revelation. You're just late to the party. It's naive, maybe even cute that you think it's controllable. Tell me, how many of your thoughts did you control today? For example, if you dislike my channel, is it because you closed your eyes, took a deep breath, and manually rewired each neuron in your brain to form a perfect interconnected network of hatred towards my words? If so, then why do it? Hatred feels worse than most other options. Doesn't seem like much control to me. And if you think you had any ounce of control, doesn't that mean you're the one overthinking your way into monitoring your own thoughts rather than just letting them exist? Wait, don't try and confront that idea. Instead, keep telling yourself you don't overthink, nor do you underthink. You were built in the sweet Lord's image and think just perfectly. Hold on, here it comes. The urge to defend myself against an argument that hasn't even happened yet. I can already see the imaginary comments coming in. You're just making excuses for overthinking. You are a walking example of Smeagol's paradox of intellectual rudimentary complex. Good luck debating me after I just made a reference to an unheard of concept that has a lot of unnecessarily big words in it. What the f*** is Smeagol's paradox of intellectual rudimentary complex? Who am I even talking to here? It's just me arguing with a ghost. And more importantly, why am I losing the debate? Perhaps if I anticipate it now, I won't have to feel it later. Perhaps I'm taking my insecurities and dressing them up as intellect. On and on it goes.
I hate that pseudo-intellectual prick.
Well, at least you interpreted my material as intellectual in the first place, even if it is the pseudo kind. While flattering, it's also kind of terrifying. Does this scream intellectual to you? It's literally a store that only sells strudels, and everyone in there is buying a ton of them, and all the registers have a permanent fixture of a sign that says, "Would you like to tip?" And then when I pick the wrong line that moves the slowest, I cry while this mid-90s commercial of the doughboy jizzing out icing on the strudels plays. What about this? I took the time to make sure his man breasts were bouncing around. Do they do stuff like this in scientific research papers? I don't even know what this is meant to represent. I just put it together because I thought it was funny. As usual, I digress. What point was I even making? Ah, yes. When people creep into the comments section looking for debates, I can totally relate. It's a form of overthinking. Having debates within your own mind and looking for a place to externalize them. I'm right there with you. Well, at least the internal debate part. Leaving negative comments on YouTube just feels like, how do I put this nicely? A fucking waste of time.
You've reached your maximum dislikes for the day. If you'd like to dislike more videos, please come back tomorrow.
See, this channel is literally just my internal monologue playing out in illustrated form. Why? Well, when you criticize yourself for overthinking, it hurts psychologically because one part of your brain is trying to control another part, and neither part has control over the other. I've tried, failed, and accepted that my brain's just going to do what it's going to do when it's going to do it. I said the safe word, motherfucker! I said the safe word! Here's a more abstract case in point.
Come on.
Oh yes, crumble cookies as the brown sugar Pop-Tart flavor this week. Ugh, nothing else really looks too good on here. Is it worth just getting one? You get 10% off when you buy a 4-pack. You could get 4 of the same flavor. No, that would get tiring and ruin how special it is. You could try and freeze them.
No, I don't like doing the extra work of putting them in little baggies, sticking a straw in the bag, and sucking out the air to provide an airtight seal. Plus, I'd have to remember to preemptively thaw them out.
Just microwave them on the defrost setting.
Microwaving will make it too moist. Alright, fine, I'll settle this. Just get one. Oh shit, the tip screen. $2 is the minimum suggestion? That's a 40% tip on one cookie.
But if you got 4 cookies, you'd save 10% plus still only do the $2 tip, making it a more reasonable 10% tip.
You could just give no tip, but these people work really hard.
And that's humiliating. You'd have to find a small button and navigate to another screen to find the 0 tip button. What if they ring a bell every time someone tips 0? What if they can see how much you're tipping? Will they give me smaller cookies? Will they lick the top of them? How much tip do people usually give on here? I just want to fall within the average range. Okay, let's compromise. 2 brown sugar Pop-Tart cookies and a $2 tip.
Wait, no, at that point you've spent $14 and would only need to spend another $6 to get 2 more. It's basically buy one, get one free at that point. Okay, fine. We'll just get high and that will allow us to eat all 4 with the added bonus of making 2 or 3 of you temporarily disappear. But what about the regret?
Last night we let the prom talk. I can't remember everything we ate, but we ate it all. You told me that you wished it was a place you would never went. But baby, something's telling me this ain't over yet. No way it was our last night. We split 6. You licked the crumbs on my fingertips. Talking my life, going lick for lick.
Sorry about that. I was going to delete this and realized that would defeat the purpose of embracing my line of thinking. Then I further tried to convince myself to delete it again by projecting how many viewers will miss the point and comment into the void about how crumble cookies are oversweetened, undercooked, and overpriced junk.
I know your routine.
Now I could shame myself for expending a ton of energy on all of this thought, but what's that doing? It's just thinking even more and inflicting more shame on myself, which then leads to another line of thoughts. Ones that are much darker. Much darker. Once I accepted my overthinking, it felt freeing to no longer feel like I was doing something wrong when it came so natural. But then comes the advice. Ah, that enlightened, peaceful, monk on the mountaintop advice. Lessen your thinking, calm down, breathe, just breathe slow. The thoughts will go away, thoughts will come and go like clouds in the sky. Ah, yes, let go of control. I'm in control. But isn't all of this thinking? Before, I was just having random recursive thoughts flow through my head that kept me entertained. Now I'm stuck hating myself for trying to silence a voice that's been talking for as long as I can remember. Sure, I overthink, but somehow in all that thinking, I never once considered this stunning revelation that I should simply stop thinking. Amazing, absolutely amazing. You, sir, have melted my brain. Seriously though. Self-acceptance felt like the only way out. Perhaps the best way to enjoy the present is to dive all the way down to our mental roots and come back up with a clearer picture. That's not overthinking, that's excavation. Start enjoying the show instead of waiting for it to end.
We're just gonna stop. You should already know that.
You'll start to notice moments that are funny, fascinating, scary, foreboding, beautiful, anxious, all of the above. If we enjoy movies with these elements, why must we run from similar thoughts? If your mind naturally builds, constructs, deconstructs, and reshapes thoughts endlessly, why not turn it into something? Why not let others step inside and see if they recognize this place? This does not imply you should daydream your life away. This does not mean you're no longer responsible for your actions. This doesn't suggest you should abandon all coping strategies. But maybe the first step to breaking free is realizing there isn't a solution to overthinking. Maybe the answer is to accept that overthinking isn't something you need to fix or make perfect. The more you try to solve it, the deeper you'll fall into the loop of overthinking how to stop overthinking. Maybe the trick is to just let it happen. Not in some defeated, passive way, but in a way that accepts the thoughts, no matter how abstract, and utilizes the insights they bring. Either I'm completely alone in here, or I'm more connected to anyone else than I ever thought.
Sometimes loss means more.